The universe is a false vacuum. What if everything you know, every star, every planet, every memory, exists only by mistake? In modern cosmology, a false vacuum is a fragile state of reality. It is not the universe's true, most stable form. It's just a temporary plateau in an endless, cosmic landscape. Right now, space-time may be balanced on this razor's edge, looking calm, but in truth, one small quantum shift could collapse it into its true state. If that happens, the laws of physics would instantly rewrite themselves, and nothing, not atoms, not light, not you, would survive. Physicist Frank Wilczek once wrote that our vacuum is not forever, it is metastable. The idea is terrifying because it suggests the cosmos itself is living on borrowed time, not billions of years, but possibly seconds. It's a thought that echoes Jean-Paul Sartre's existential dread, that stability is an illusion we cling to in a universe that owes us nothing. Nothingness lies coiled in the heart of being, like a worm. Jean-Paul Sartre. Every breath you take, every word you speak, is happening inside a bubble of fragile reality that could pop without warning. There would be no sign, no sound, no chance to say goodbye. And the cruelest truth? We may never know if the universe has already started collapsing, because the end, traveling at the speed of light, would reach us before we could even think about it. Your reality is metastable. If the universe is a false vacuum, then your reality is not fixed, it's only pretending to be. Metastability means something appears stable, until the day it doesn't. Ice looks solid before it melts. A cliff edge feels sturdy before it crumbles. Your life feels permanent until it shifts in a way you never saw coming. In quantum physics, our universe might be balanced in this delicate, metastable state, stable enough for galaxies, life, and thought to exist. But one random fluctuation could drop it into a lower energy reality with entirely different laws. In that instant, everything familiar would dissolve, not through fire or chaos, but through a silent rewriting of existence itself. Philosopher Heraclitus said, "Nothing endures but change." But in a metastable universe, change isn't gradual, it's catastrophic. The kind of change that doesn't give you time to adapt because the rules you adapted to are gone. We are always living on the edge of the abyss without knowing it. Paraphrased from Blaise Pascal. Right now, you are trusting the ground beneath your feet, the air in your lungs, and the laws of physics that keep you alive. But if reality is metastable, trust itself is an illusion. And the most haunting part? You could spend your entire life thinking you are safe, never realizing you were only standing on a thin shell above an infinite void. Time emerged after everything else. What if the thing you think is the foundation of reality was actually one of its last inventions? We imagine time as the first thing, the river in which the universe was born, carrying everything forward. But certain cosmological models suggest the opposite, that in the newborn chaos of the cosmos, there was no before or after. There was no clock to tick, no arrow to move forward, only a timeless, seething ocean of quantum energy, until order began to form. Time, then, might be a byproduct, a side effect of particles settling into patterns, of energy cooling into matter. In other words, you are not living in time. Time is something reality built around you, and just as it began, it can end. Immanuel Kant wrote, "Time is not something which subsists of itself, but only the form of inner sense." If Kant was right, Time exists only as a feature of our minds, a mental lens imposed on a timeless void. Time is the moving image of eternity. Plato, Timaeus. And if time had a beginning, it means it can also dissolve back into nothing. One day, the tick of every clock will stop, not because the gears break, but because the concept of before and after will no longer exist. When that happens, it will not feel like the end of time. It will feel like time never was. The past can still be changed. What if the story of your life isn't written in ink, but in smoke? We are taught to think of the past as fixed, cold stone carved by events that cannot be undone. But in certain interpretations of quantum mechanics, the past is not fully determined until it is observed. The act of measurement doesn't just reveal reality, it shapes it. Experiments like Wheeler's delayed choice test suggest that choices made in the present can affect how events in the past appear to have happened. It's as if history itself is fluid, and the moment you look back, you help decide what it was. Philosopher Henry Bergson wrote, "The past is not gone. It is part of the present, hidden from sight." If that is true, then the past is not buried. It is breathing, shifting quietly in the dark, waiting for you to turn your head. The distinction between past, present, and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion. Albert Einstein. Your memories feel like proof of what was, but memories can be altered. Records can be lost. Even physical traces can be rewritten by the universe itself. The more you learn, the more you realize. The past is not a place you left behind. It is a shape that still moves when you touch it. The end of the universe has already happened. What if we are not racing toward the end, but living in its echo? In some cosmological models, time is not a line, but a closed loop, or worse, a block. Every moment that has ever existed still exists, stacked alongside every moment that ever will. In this view, the birth and death of the universe are not points to be reached, but coordinates that are already there, permanent and unchanging. It means the so-called heat death of the cosmos, the final silence when all energy is spent, has already occurred in the vast structure of space-time. We are simply moving through a slice of that structure, blind to the totality. Nietzsche's eternal recurrence whispers here that every rise and fall, every star's ignition, and every final darkness is not a sequence, but an eternal presence. Time is a flat circle. Everything we have done or will do, we will do over and over and over again. Friedrich Nietzsche. Paraphrased. If this is true, then the universe is not becoming nothing, it is already nothing, and the illusion of movement is just our consciousness dragging a spotlight across a frozen stage. And the most haunting possibility is this: when you look at the night sky, you are not seeing a living universe. You are staring into the afterimage of something already gone. You exist only as a quantum probability. What if you are not a solid being, but a blurred possibility that only sharpens when watched? In quantum mechanics, particles do not have definite positions or states until they are measured. They exist as a cloud of probabilities, a mathematical haze of all the places and ways they could be. Physicists call this a superposition. If consciousness itself is built on quantum processes, then you are not a continuous self moving through time. You are a statistical wave that occasionally collapses into the illusion of a person. In between, You are everywhere and nowhere. The physicist Niels Bohr warned, "Everything we call real is made of things that cannot be regarded as real." This is not poetic exaggeration. It is the unsettling conclusion of the science that governs the very atoms in your body. We are not stuff that abides, but patterns that perpetuate themselves. Norbert Wiener. It means that you are not truly here in the way you imagine. You are a probability function the universe keeps redrawing in different ways, moment by moment. And the terrifying part? There are countless versions of you the universe could have drawn instead, and they are all just as real as the one reading these words now. Every version of you exists right now. If you are a wave of quantum possibilities, then every choice you didn't make is alive somewhere, right now. The many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics suggests that with every decision, the universe splits. Every path you didn't take becomes a real, parallel world where a different you lives out an alternate life. These infinite versions of you coexist, branching endlessly like a cosmic tree. Philosopher David Lewis called this the plurality of worlds, where every possible outcome exists in a vast multiverse. The unsettling implication is that your singular identity is a lie, a fragile story stitched together by the thread of your current consciousness. There are countless versions of you, each suffering or thriving in worlds you will never touch. Paraphrased from Hugh Everett's theory. Some of these versions are joyous. Others are trapped in endless pain. All are equally real, equally you. This shatters the comforting idea that your life is unique or special. Instead, you are one echo in a boundless symphony of selves, some thriving, some failing, but none truly separate. And the most disturbing truth? The choices you agonize over are happening everywhere, at once. And the you who makes them here is just one voice drowned among infinite others. The multiverse is an infinite graveyard. Beneath the dazzling promise of infinite worlds lies a haunting truth. Most of them are dead. The multiverse may be boundless, but that does not mean it is alive or thriving. In fact, the vast majority of these parallel realities are bleak. Silent wastelands where stars never ignited or civilizations collapsed into oblivion. Worlds frozen in endless night, where existence decayed into meaninglessness. Physicist Max Tegmark suggests many universes are barren mathematical structures, sterile and lifeless. The hopeful idea of infinite possibilities becomes a cosmic cemetery filled with forgotten versions of reality. Philosopher Emile Cioran once wrote, "The universe is a dead word, but we go on giving it meaning." This could not be truer in the endless expanse of the multiverse. Infinity is not hope. It is a measure of loss. Paraphrased from Emile Cioran. For every universe where you laugh, there are countless others where you suffer in isolation, trapped in eternal despair or oblivion. And the most unsettling part? Your consciousness is just a flicker among infinite dark echoes, a brief spark struggling to find meaning in a sea of emptiness. Reality is just frozen light. What if the world around you isn't solid at all, but a fleeting frozen snapshot of something far more elusive? Our universe is bathed in light, but physics tells us that light itself is an intricate dance of particles and waves. Some theories suggest that all the matter you see, touch, and feel is simply energy trapped in frozen patterns of photons, particles of light suspended in a cosmic stillness. This means the solidity of your body, the hardness of the ground, even the vastness of the stars are illusions crafted by trapped light. Reality, then, is not a stable place, but a fragile snapshot of electromagnetic whispers frozen in time. Einstein reminded us that reality is merely an illusion, albeit a very persistent one. The light that defines our world is forever shifting, yet it tricks us into believing in permanence. What we see is not the thing itself, but its light, frozen mid-flight. Paraphrased from Ludwig Wittgenstein's Reflections, and in that frozen light, there is no warmth, only the cold stillness of a universe caught in an endless moment, waiting to unravel. The unsettling truth is this: the reality you depend on is a ghostly echo of energy, fragile and transient, destined to dissolve back into the void. The universe is expanding into nothing. Imagine the universe stretching outward, not into space, but into a void beyond understanding, into absolute nothingness. Our cosmos is not static. It expands relentlessly. But unlike a balloon inflating into air, the universe is expanding into nothing. No space, no matter, no energy, just an empty void with no properties at all. This means the boundaries of everything you know are slipping into a blankness beyond comprehension. Physicist John Wheeler famously said, "Space is not empty, but something mysterious, a place where reality begins to blur. Yet beyond this blurred edge lies a pure absence, an abyss with no laws, no light, no time. The void is not the absence of being, but the presence of absence." Paraphrased from Martin Heidegger. As the universe expands, galaxies drift apart, stars grow cold, and the known universe shrinks into an ever-thinning shell, stretching into this infinite emptiness. The haunting possibility is that everything, life, consciousness, meaning, will one day be swallowed by this creeping nothingness. And the darkest thought? This void is not waiting somewhere far away. It is already reaching for you moment by moment, silently expanding the space where existence fades into non-existence. Dark energy will tear everything apart. What invisible force is slowly unraveling the very fabric of existence, silently pulling us toward oblivion? Dark energy is the mysterious, repulsive force accelerating the expansion of the universe. It pushes galaxies apart, stretching space itself at an ever-increasing rate. If this force continues unchecked, it will eventually overcome every bond, tearing atoms, stars, planets, and even the very particles inside you into nothingness. This chilling scenario, known as the Big Rip, foretells a future where the cosmos is pulled apart piece by piece until there is nothing left but infinite emptiness. Astrophysicist Brian Cox has described it as a slow death where the universe dissolves into isolated points of darkness. The cosmos is not a gentle place. It is indifferent to life and relentless in its march toward silence. Paraphrased from Carl Sagan, dark energy is the quiet assassin of existence, a force you cannot see, touch, or fight. And the most disturbing truth? This invisible tide is already at work, pulling the universe and you into a future where connection, meaning, and even matter itself will be ripped apart, leaving only cold, eternal void. What if your entire existence is nothing more than a shadow, a ghostly projection at the edge of the universe? The holographic principle suggests that all the information contained within our three-dimensional reality is encoded on a distant, two-dimensional surface, like a cosmic movie projected from the edge of space. What you perceive as solid, as real, might be a mere illusion crafted by patterns on this cosmic horizon. Physicist Leonard Susskind explained it as if the universe is a vast hologram, and we are its flickering images. The solidity of your body, the depth of space, even time itself might be emergent properties from this mysterious boundary. Reality is not what it seems. It is a holographic projection, a veil hiding deeper truths. Paraphrased from David Bohm. This means your sense of self, the person you know so intimately, may be nothing more than encoded information, a shadow cast by a reality you cannot see or touch. And the most unsettling thought? You might be living inside a cosmic mirage, a fragile echo flickering on the edge of nothingness, forever distant from the true source of your existence. Space is not empty. It's full of ghosts. What if the emptiness between stars is not empty at all, but haunted by unseen forces? Modern physics reveals that what we call empty space is actually a roiling sea of quantum fluctuations, a restless field bubbling with virtual particles that pop in and out of existence faster than thought. These ephemeral ghosts permeate every inch of the cosmos, shaping reality in ways we barely understand. Physicist Richard Feynman described the vacuum as not nothing, but something, full of restless activity. Far from the silent void, space is alive with invisible life, a hidden realm where reality trembles on the edge of being and non-being. The vacuum is a plenum, a sea of possibilities and ghosts that never rest. Paraphrased from Werner Heisenberg. This means the serene night sky you gaze upon is filled with unseen specters, forces that shape the fate of galaxies and the spark of your own consciousness. And the most haunting truth? You are surrounded, even made, by these ghosts, ephemeral echoes of creation, haunting the very fabric of existence itself. You are made of dying stars' last screams. What if your very body is forged from the final cries of stars long dead? Every atom in your body was born in the heart of ancient stars that exploded in cataclysmic supernova. These stellar deaths sent shock waves of energy and matter rippling through the cosmos, seeding the universe with the elements that would one day build you. Carl Sagan captured this profound truth. We are made of star stuff. But beneath this poetic phrase lies a darker reality. The violent death throes of stars are etched into your existence, echoes of destruction that persist within you. The cosmos is within us. We are made of stardust, forged in fire, haunted by death. Paraphrased from Carl Sagan. You carry the screams of dying suns, echoes of destruction that forged the very flesh you inhabit. And the unsettling reflection? You are both the fragile survivor and the lingering memory of cosmic violence, a being born from death, destined to return to the void. The speed of light is slowing down. What if the cosmic speed limit you depend on is not constant, but quietly decaying? The speed of light, long thought to be an unchanging universal constant, may actually be slowing down imperceptibly over cosmic time. This possibility shakes the foundations of physics and suggests that the laws we trust are not eternal truths, but fragile constructs evolving in an indifferent universe. If true, this means the fabric of reality, the speed at which information, energy, and causality flow, is changing beneath our feet. The universe is not static. It is slowly unraveling in a way we cannot perceive until it is too late. Philosopher Heraclitus reminded us, everything flows and nothing abides. The universe itself follows this relentless flux, even in its most fundamental constants. The only constant is change, and even the speed of light is no exception. Paraphrased from Heraclitus. The implications are chilling. Tomorrow's physics could be unrecognizable, and the reality you know may dissolve into something alien and unknowable. And the most unsettling thought? You live in a world where even the speed of light, a cosmic speed limit, is slipping away, carrying with it the certainty you cling to. The universe forgets itself, every Planck second. What if reality is not continuous, but a fleeting flicker, a universe that forgets and rewrites itself at every instant? At the smallest scale, time may not flow smoothly. The Planck time, the tiniest measurable moment, suggests that the universe updates itself in discrete ticks, like frames in a cosmic film. With every Planck second, reality dissolves and reassembles, a fleeting moment erased and recreated anew. Physicist John Archibald Wheeler proposed the idea of it from bit, that everything arises from information bits that flicker in and out of existence. Reality is not a steady stream, but a constant cycle of forgetting and remembering itself. The universe is a self-excited circuit, endlessly rebooting the dream of existence. Paraphrased from John Archibald Wheeler. This means that your experience of continuity is an illusion, a story told between flashes of oblivion. And the most unsettling truth? You are caught in an eternal loop of cosmic amnesia, never truly persistent, always transient, a ghost in a world that forgets who it is before remembering again. You live in a black hole. What if the vast cosmos you believe you inhabit is nothing more than the inside of a colossal, invisible prison? Some physicists speculate that our entire universe might be contained within a black hole, a region where gravity is so intense that nothing escapes. This means all you know, every star and galaxy, is trapped inside a boundary beyond which lies an incomprehensible void. The event horizon, the point of no return, separates your universe from an unknown abyss. To those outside, your universe might appear as a singularity, compressed and lost in darkness. But to you, it's all there is, an endless expanse that hides its true prison. Stephen Hawking once reflected on the paradoxes of black holes, saying, "Black holes ain't as black as they are painted. They are mysterious gateways where space and time distort, and reality bends beyond recognition. We are inhabitants of a cosmic cell, unaware of the walls that confine us." Paraphrased from Hawking's Reflections. This means your existence is bound by invisible chains, an endless loop of space and time confined by a horizon you cannot cross or even see. In the darkest thought, your universe may be a cosmic cage, and you are its unaware prisoner, living and dying inside a shadow. The fabric of reality is decaying. What if the very threads that weave existence are fraying, slowly unraveling beneath your feet? The universe may not be eternal. Some theoretical physicists suggest that the fundamental constants and forces holding reality together are deteriorating over time. Like an ancient tapestry worn thin, the fabric of space and time could be decaying, inch by inch, moment by moment. This slow disintegration would mean that the laws of physics themselves are fragile, temporary constructs on borrowed time. What seems permanent is a delicate illusion, vulnerable to collapse without warning. Philosopher Martin Heidegger warned us about the nothing that grounds all being, a void always threatening to consume existence from within. Being is always on the edge of not being. Paraphrased from Heidegger, if reality is decaying, then everything you trust, matter, space, time, even consciousness, is quietly dissolving. And the unsettling truth. You walk on a crumbling bridge of existence, unaware that the ground beneath you is slowly fading into silence. Your future is already watching you. What if the moments yet to come aren't distant and unknown, but already observing, shaping who you are right now? Some interpretations of quantum mechanics and theories of time suggest that the future is not a blank canvas, but a dimension as real and present as the past. In this eerie vision, the future is a conscious observer, entangled with your present self, folding back and influencing your decisions and reality. Philosopher Henri Bergson warned us that time is a circle, ever turning upon itself. If the future watches you, then cause and effect are no longer linear. They are a dance of mutual creation. The future is not a place we go, but a gaze we cannot escape. Paraphrased from Henri Bergson. This means that your choices today may be less about free will and more about aligning with an already existing reality, one that anticipates your every move. And the unsettling truth? You are both the actor and the audience in a play whose script is being read in reverse, your future self silently judging the present you cannot yet see. Consciousness is quantum echoes in the void. What if your sense of self is nothing more than a faint ripple, an echo in the vast, empty void of existence? Some theorists propose that consciousness arises not from stable matter, but from fragile quantum vibrations, fleeting patterns of information that ripple through the void like whispers in an endless dark. These quantum echoes create the illusion of a continuous self, but beneath the surface lies a restless, fragmented reality. Philosopher David Chalmers calls this the hard problem of consciousness, the mystery of how subjective experience emerges from physical processes that seem devoid of meaning or awareness. Consciousness is the shadow cast by the dance of quantum uncertainty. Paraphrased from David Chalmers. You are not a solid presence, but a fragile resonance, an echo that flickers and fades in the infinite silence of the cosmos. And the most unsettling reflection? In the vast emptiness where matter and meaning dissolve, your consciousness is a whisper against the void, temporary, fragile, and destined to vanish into silence. Your choices collapse. Universes. What if every decision you make isn't just yours, but a cosmic event that shapes entire realities? In the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics, every possible outcome of a decision creates a new, branching universe. But when you make a choice, you don't just spawn possibilities. You collapse countless other realities, sealing fates that will never unfold. Your will is not merely personal. It is the gatekeeper between infinite worlds. Philosopher William James once described the weight of choice as the fork in the road that shapes destiny itself. Your decisions ripple through the multiverse, locking some paths forever while abandoning others to oblivion. To choose is to create, and to destroy all that might have been. Paraphrased from William James. This means your reality is the one you've actively chosen, but it's also the graveyard of infinite alternatives, universes that flicker and die with every moment of indecision or resolve. And the darkest truth? Your freedom is a cosmic responsibility, bearing the silent burden of universes you will never know, yet forever extinguished by your very act of living. There is no center of the universe. What if everything you believe about your place in existence is an illusion, and there is no here, no now, no special vantage point? Modern cosmology tells us the universe has no center. Space is expanding uniformly in all directions. So wherever you stand, you appear to be at the middle. This means that your existence is not privileged, not unique. It is a point in an endless, boundless expanse without origin or end. Philosopher Baruch Spinoza suggested that we are but modes of a single, infinite substance, emphasizing the absence of hierarchy or centrality in being. No place is the center, because the universe has none. You are both everywhere and nowhere. Paraphrased from Spinoza. This shatters the comforting belief that your life or your perspective is the axis around which everything turns. Instead, you are one small fragment, adrift in a cosmic sea with no anchor or core. And the most unsettling truth? You exist as a fleeting ripple in an infinite ocean, never the shore, never the island, but only the wave passing through. The universe will end in eternal silence. What if the grand cosmic symphony playing since the dawn of time is destined to fade into absolute, unending silence? The ultimate fate of the universe may be the heat death, a cold, dark, and empty existence where all stars have burned out, all motion ceases, and entropy reaches its peak. In this final state, nothing happens. No change, no light, no sound, just eternal stillness. Philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer once mused on the eternal quiet of the void, the inescapable silence that follows all life and motion. The universe's last breath is a whisper into the void, a silence louder than any sound. Paraphrased from Schopenhauer. This fate offers no closure, no apocalypse, only a gradual fading, a slow dissolution into nothingness where existence becomes indistinguishable from non-existence. And the most haunting thought? You and all you know will one day be swallowed by this eternal silence, where time itself is lost and meaning is forever extinguished. You are an accident of cosmic dust. What if your existence is not the result of design, but a brief, improbable spark born from chaos? Every atom in your body was once scattered debris, cosmic dust drifting through the void after ancient stars exploded. By chance, this dust came together, forming worlds, oceans, life, and eventually, you. There was no script, no guarantee, just a chain of random events, each one improbably aligning to produce this moment. Philosopher Bertrand Russell once described humanity as a curious accident in a backwater of space. In the cold language of the cosmos, you are not inevitable. You are a coincidence. We are the lucky dust that learned to dream. Paraphrased from Russell. This means the meaning you cling to is something you have invented, not something the universe gave you. You are a story that cosmic debris told itself for a fraction of a moment before scattering again. And the most unsettling truth? The dust you came from will forget you, just as it forgot every form it has ever taken. The first stars still burn inside you. What if the fire that lit the universe billions of years ago still glows, quietly, within your body? The hydrogen in your blood, the calcium in your bones, the iron in your veins, these elements were forged in the nuclear furnaces of the first generation of stars. When those stars died, they scattered their burning hearts across the cosmos, seeding the raw materials for everything that would follow. In a way, you are not merely made of stardust. You are the continuation of their light, a living ember carried forward through time. Every breath you take is powered by energy pathways shaped by those ancient fires. Carl Sagan said, "We are a way for the cosmos to know itself." But if that's true, it means the stars that died to make you are still looking out at the universe, through your eyes. Their fire has not gone out. It has only changed its shape. Paraphrased from Sagan. And the most haunting thought? You carry the light of the first stars, but one day, like them, you too will burn out, leaving only the faintest trace in the dark. Black holes. Remember everything. What if nothing you do, no matter how small, is ever truly erased? In the depths of a black hole, everything that falls inside is lost to us, but perhaps not to the universe itself. Physicists like Stephen Hawking once believed information was destroyed in black holes, but now many suspect it is not lost. It is stored, encoded on the event horizon like an eternal cosmic ledger. This means every movement, every word, every secret could still be preserved somewhere in the universe's memory, trapped in gravitational prisons from which there is no escape. Leonard Susskind once said, "Black holes are the most perfect record keepers in the universe. They are not voids of forgetting. They are vaults of remembering. In the heart of darkness, nothing is ever truly gone." Paraphrased from Susskind. The unsettling truth. Somewhere, drifting in the abyss, is a perfect record of you, one that will outlast your life, your world, and even the stars themselves. Matter is just slowed down light. What if the solid world you touch is nothing more than trapped light, frozen mid-flight? Einstein's equations reveal a deep truth. Matter and energy are interchangeable. The atoms that make up your body, the mountains, the oceans, are all forms of light slowed and bound into patterns by invisible forces. What feels solid is simply energy held in place, a ripple in the field of reality. In this view, the difference between a beam of light and the flesh of your hand is only the rate at which energy moves. Your body is not separate from the light of the sun. It is simply light that has been captured and woven into you. Physicist Albert Einstein wrote, "Matter is energy whose vibration has been lowered enough to be perceptible to the senses. You are a sculpture carved from light, fragile, temporary, destined to dissolve back into radiance." Paraphrased from Einstein. And the most unsettling truth? One day the forces holding your light will loosen, and you will vanish back into the invisible brightness you came from. The moon is slowly leaving you. What if one of the oldest companions in your sky is quietly abandoning you? The moon drifts away from Earth at the rate of about 3.8 centimeters per year. Over millions of years, this slow retreat will change the tides, lengthen the days, and alter the balance that has shaped life for eons. One day, the moon will be too far to hold its familiar place in the night sky. It has been a silent witness to your species' entire history, a mirror in the darkness, a constant presence through every war, love, and dream. But its loyalty is an illusion. It is already leaving, step by step, into the black. Astronomer George Darwin, son of Charles Darwin, first calculated this drift, showing that even the most constant things are slowly breaking away. The moon is not yours. It only passes by for a while. Inspired by Darwin's work, and the most haunting truth? Every glance you give it is one closer to goodbye, a farewell written in silence across the centuries. The sun will one day swallow you. What if the warmth that sustains you is also the thing that will end you? The sun is not eternal. In about 5 billion years, it will exhaust the hydrogen at its core and swell into a red giant. Its outer layers will expand beyond the orbit of Earth, consuming the planet in fire. Oceans will boil, mountains will melt, and every trace of life will be erased in a wave of incandescent death. For now, the sun seems gentle, golden light in the morning, a constant guardian above. But it is a predator moving slowly toward its prey, each day drawing imperceptibly closer to the moment it devours all it has ever nurtured. Astrophysicist Robert Smith once wrote of this fate as the final embrace of a parent that does not know its own strength. The sun gives life only so it can take it away. Paraphrased from Smith. And the most unsettling truth, the very same light that touches your face today will, in the end, be the fire that consumes your bones. You are living in the universe's past. What if every moment you see is already gone, vanished before you even realize it? Light takes time to travel. The sun you see now is already 8 minutes old. The stars overhead are decades, centuries, even millennia in the past. When you look into the night sky, you are staring not at the present, but at a graveyard of moments long dead. In this way, you have never truly seen the now of the universe. Every image, every star, every galaxy is a ghost, its light delayed, its truth long changed. The present is forever hidden, replaced by ancient echoes drifting through space. Physicist Arthur Eddington wrote, "In looking out into space, we are looking back into time." You have never seen the universe as it is, only as it was. Paraphrased from Eddington. And the most unsettling truth? Even the face of the person before you is from the past, arriving in your eyes just moments too late, a memory masquerading as reality. You are made of time. What if your very being is not just shaped by time, but composed of it? Every atom in your body is a relic of different ages. The hydrogen in your blood is nearly as old as the universe itself. The carbon and oxygen in your cells were forged in stars billions of years ago. You are a structure assembled from fragments of deep time, held together for only a brief, flickering moment. This means you are not a fixed entity. You are a temporary arrangement of ancient matter, destined to dissolve back into the flow that created you. Time is not just passing through you. It is you. Philosopher Marcus Aurelius once reflected, "All is ephemeral, both memory and the object of memory." You are the sum of ages, walking in the form of a moment. Paraphrased from Aurelius. And the most unsettling truth? When you die, the matter that once formed you will keep moving through the ages, carrying no memory of the moment it was you. The universe may be alive. What if the cosmos is not a cold, mechanical system, but a living entity, vast beyond comprehension? Some scientists and philosophers entertain the idea that the universe behaves like a self-regulating organism. Galaxies act as its organs, cosmic filaments as its nervous system, and dark energy as the force that drives its expansion and metabolism. If so, we are not merely living in the universe, we are cells within it. Philosopher James Lovelock's Gaia theory imagined Earth as a living being. Extend that vision outward, and the entire cosmos becomes a body, with life and death on scales beyond human time. We are not in the universe, we are part of its body. Paraphrased from Lovelock. If the universe is alive, then it may have thoughts, cycles, and an eventual death of its own. A death that would erase all life within it, just as the death of your body erases every cell. And the most unsettling truth? You may be nothing more than a fleeting impulse in the mind of a living cosmos, destined to vanish when it finally stops dreaming. Your death has already happened in countless realities. What if somewhere, right now, you have already taken your last breath? In the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics, every possible outcome of your life plays out in some parallel branch of reality. In some, you live longer than you can imagine. In others, you are already gone. Your story ended in ways you will never witness. This means death is not a single moment waiting at the end of your life. It is a constant shadow, happening endlessly in countless versions of you, every second, in countless universes you will never touch. Philosopher Derek Parfit once wrote of identity as a fragile thread, easily severed and replaced in other worlds. Your existence is not a single, solid line. It is a fractured map of endings and beginnings. Somewhere, the news of your death is already old. Paraphrased from Parfit. And the most unsettling truth? The you reading these words is just one survivor among infinite selves that have already fallen silent. Reality may be a fractal without end. What if the universe is not finite or simple, but a complex, endless pattern repeating forever? Some theories suggest that reality is fractal in nature, patterns within patterns, infinitely repeating at every scale. From the largest galaxies to the smallest particles, the same shapes and structures echo endlessly, suggesting that the cosmos is a boundless labyrinth with no true beginning or end. Philosopher and mathematician Benoit Mandelbrot discovered fractals and showed how nature often follows these infinite, self-similar designs, revealing a universe far stranger than we can imagine. The deeper you look, the more the pattern repeats, an endless dance of form without finality. Paraphrased from Mandelbrot. This means the universe might be a never-ending mirror, reflecting itself in infinitely smaller or larger versions, trapping existence in an eternal recursive loop. And the unsettling truth? You are a single fragment of a never-ending pattern, both unique and yet endlessly repeated, lost in the infinite recursion of being. Time is a loop without escape. What if the path you walk is not linear, but a circle that traps you forever? Some cosmological models and philosophical traditions suggest that time is cyclical, an endless loop where beginnings and ends fold into each other. Every moment you live may have been lived before and will be lived again, eternally recurring in an infinite cycle without hope of change. Friedrich Nietzsche famously called this the eternal recurrence, challenging us to face the weight of living the same life over and over, without respite or escape. What if you had to live this life repeatedly, forever? Would you curse it or embrace it? Paraphrased from Nietzsche. This means your joys, sorrows, mistakes, and triumphs are locked in a timeless loop, forever repeating the same patterns. And the most unsettling truth? You may be doomed to live your existence again and again, trapped in an eternal dance with no exit. Your thoughts are not your own. What if the voice inside your head, the one you trust the most, is a stranger's whisper? Modern neuroscience reveals that much of what you believe you control is shaped by unconscious processes and external influences beyond your awareness. Your thoughts may be echoes of genetic programming, social conditioning, or even random neural noise, an illusion of ownership masking forces you cannot command. Philosopher René Descartes famously claimed, "I think, therefore I am." But today's science questions whether that I truly exists as the author of thought. You are a theater where unknown actors perform scripts you never wrote. Paraphrased from Descartes. This means the narrative you call self is a story told by voices not truly yours. Puppeteers in the shadows of your mind. And the darkest truth? You are trapped inside a mental maze where your thoughts betray you, and control is a haunting illusion. The universe is a giant brain. What if the cosmos itself is conscious, an immense mind thinking through the stars? Some theories propose that the universe functions like a vast neural network, processing information across galaxies, much like neurons in a brain. This cosmic mind may be self-aware in ways we cannot comprehend, with galaxies as its thoughts and black holes as its memories. Philosopher Alfred North Whitehead suggested reality is a process of becoming, a living, thinking entity unfolding through time. The universe is not just matter, it is mind, vast, complex, and unknowable. Paraphrased from Whitehead. This means you may be a tiny synapse in an infinite cosmic consciousness, your thoughts part of a universal mind expanding beyond human understanding. And the most unsettling truth? Your existence might be nothing more than a fleeting spark in the brain of a universe that is itself alive and watching. Reality is a collective dream. What if everything you see, feel, and know is nothing but a shared hallucination, an endless dream woven by countless minds? Philosophers and mystics have long speculated that reality is not an objective place, but a tapestry crafted by collective consciousness. In this view, what you call the world exists only because many minds agree to perceive it. A fragile consensus held together by shared beliefs and perceptions. The 20th century philosopher Jean-Paul Sartre said, "Hell is other people," hinting at the profound influence others have on your reality. You live inside a dream not of your own making, a story written by the intertwined minds of all beings. Paraphrased from Sartre. This means your sense of reality is fragile, a shared fantasy that could shatter if enough minds stopped believing. And the unsettling truth? You may never truly know what is real, because your existence depends on a dream that could dissolve without warning. You are a story, told by the universe. What if your life is not a random sequence, but a narrative the cosmos tells itself through you? Every atom, every thought, every experience you have is a chapter in a vast story unfolding across space and time. The universe writes itself through your existence, making you both the storyteller and the story. Philosopher Alan Watts reflected on this when he said, "You are the universe experiencing itself." You are not separate from the cosmos. You are its story, told in flesh and thought. Paraphrased from Watts, this means your life, with all its pain and beauty, is a necessary verse in the cosmic poem, one that has been unfolding since the dawn of time. And the most haunting truth? Your story is fleeting, yet eternal, written in stardust and shadow, remembered only as long as the universe remembers itself. You are slowly fading into nothing. What if your very presence is slipping away, eroding like a shadow at dusk? Over time, every part of you, your cells, memories, and even your impact, dissolves into the void. Like a candle flickering in a dark room, your existence is impermanent, steadily fading into the vast silence that surrounds all things. Philosopher Jean-Paul Sartre warned us about the nothingness at the heart of being, the creeping void that consumes all meaning and form. To be is to fade, to vanish, to return to the void. Paraphrased from Sartre. No matter how fierce your light burns now, it is destined to grow dim until you are no more than a whisper lost in the infinite night. And the most unsettling truth? You are already slipping away, one moment at a time, vanishing quietly, utterly, without notice.